Welcome to the University of Ljubljana. To start the welcome day, we would like to thank the Rector of the University of Ljubljana, Professor Dr. Grigor Majdic, who will shortly greet you and wish you a successful start to your studies at our university.
Dear students, it is a great honor and pleasure for me to welcome you on behalf of the University of Ljubljana. We are delighted that you have chosen the University of Ljubljana as your study option. As the oldest, largest, and the best higher education and scientific and art institution in Slovenia, the University of Ljubljana fosters basic and applied research and offers studies in many different fields, all in line with the Bologna process guidelines. An education acquired at the University of Ljubljana will allow you to perform diverse jobs of the future. You will be taught the skills of managing your career, and you will have the opportunity to establish contacts with potential employers. Our university will create an excellent path for your career and academic development, which will greatly contribute to your personal growth as well. The decision to study abroad certainly represents a great fear and a great investment in your health and your future. I believe that the chance to have a new experience as an international student, learn a new language, meet new people, and see the world in different light is one of the best things you can give yourself. Our aim is to ensure that you will transfer the knowledge and competences you will acquire during your studies into practice in the best possible way. To make the best of your time with us, I would like to encourage you to take advantage of a wide range of extracurricular and co-curricular activities and upgrade your knowledge, skills, and competencies through various activities. We understand that going to university may be your first time living away from home, which can be both daunting and exciting. We are committed to making this transition as easy as possible for you, and we will try to help you in every possible way, every step on the way. You can contact our university services, as well as international student ambassadors at any time, if you need any help and guidance. This event today is organized especially for you, foreign students, in order to help you start your studies at our university. My colleagues from the university and other institutions will provide you with all the necessary information for a very easy start to your life in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, and at our university. I wish you all the best in your studies, and I hope that you will really enjoy your time in Slovenia. Have a great time and have a great study year.
Thank you, Rector. For the beginning of this presentation, I would like to give you a brief introduction about living in Slovenia and studying at the University of Ljubljana. So let's start. Slovenia is a relatively small and young country which only appeared on the map in 1991. It is a very safe country and a country that is in the intersection of various cultures, languages, and heritage. It occupies an exceptional position at the meeting point of the Alps and Mediterranean, so country diversity and size allows us to hike in the mountains and swim in the sea in one day. During your studies, take time to discover this beautiful green country that has so much to offer, and because of all of the possibilities it offers, you will certainly not be bored. Our university is the largest and oldest university in the country that is founded in 1990. Today, it has 23 faculties and 3 art academies covering all fields of study. If you already come to Ljubljana, I'm sure you've already seen this building, and if you haven't, it's in the very center of the city, and you certainly won't be able to miss it. This is the building of rectorates, and next to it, in the center, are all 3 academies and some other faculties. Some of the most recent and modern buildings were constructed on the outskirts of Ljubljana, and Faculty of Maritime Studies and Transport is located by the sea in the small town Portorož. These are our 3 art academies, and we also offer programs at these 10 faculties in the field of natural science, technology, and engineering. Students can also study in one of 8 faculties in the fields of humanities and social sciences. And we also welcome prospective students who are interested in medicine, health science, and sport. Each year, around 40,000 students increase and develop their knowledge and skills at our institution, including 9% of international students from more than 100 countries. And we are very proud that number of international students increases from year to year, which makes us also very happy considering all the experiences, differences, languages, and cultures that you as international students bring with you and thus beautify this country. As our student, you will have many opportunities as it will be presented a little bit later, and we will do our best to make this transition as easy as possible for you. With various support activities, we will provide you support in integrating into your studies and life in Slovenia. We have accredited more than 400 degree programs, and beside that, our academies and faculties offer more than 800 subjects in English. If you are a PhD student, you can apply for subsidization of your tuition fee, and the subsidized amount depends on the number of enrolled students meeting the requirement for co-funding. And for more information, please contact the academy or the faculty you are enrolled in. The University of Ljubljana has more than 30% of all the registered researchers in Slovenia. A particular concern of the University of Ljubljana is the transfer of knowledge to the economy, which is why we cooperate closely with many Slovenian and foreign companies. As our students, you will have an opportunity to participate in different projects and activities. You can check also our projects and research activities in Research News section on this website. In cooperation with foreign universities, we conduct interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary studies, and we also encourage international exchanges of students and staff. We're actively involved in many international partnerships, which provides you plenty of opportunities for exchange during your studies. So you can travel the world, experience new cultures, gain skills to encase your CV, and still earn credits towards your University of Ljubljana degree. You can also apply for Erasmus Plus grant and other scholarships. University of Ljubljana is a part of Association Utopia, which includes 9 other universities from Spain, UK, Belgium, France, Sweden, Germany, Portugal, Italy, and Romania. Utopia aims to promote the mobility of students and staff through new ways of joint teaching and learning and cross-border cooperation. All partners work together to address some local and global issues, not only as institutions, but also as European regions, with companies and policymakers providing research and ideas that will have an impact on our lives. We warmly recommend you to regularly check our website Study.ol, where you can find many useful information about study, exchange opportunities, extracurricular and other activities, and carefully read the welcome guide, where you can find gathered detailed information about your arrival to Slovenia and studying at our university. And as I already mentioned, we will do our best to provide you with all the information and answers to any questions you may have, and be your support here. So do not hesitate to contact us at any time. With your integration, it will definitely help you, our international student ambassadors. We know that it's very important to get first-hand information about what it's like to be an international student. And that is why we are very proud to present you our video series with international students about, aimed at presenting studying in Slovenia and at the University of Ljubljana. In this series, our international student ambassadors will answer a variety of questions, including why they decided to study in Slovenia and the University of Ljubljana, what it's like to study here, whether they encountered any challenges, and what are the benefits of study here, and more. So check this at our YouTube channel, and we'll also establish chat with international students. 13 international student ambassadors are here to help you with any doubts you may have, answer all your questions related to study at the University of Ljubljana and life in Slovenia, and be your support during this journey. So check our web page. Our international students will also, after this presentation, present themselves and present you their experience as international students. Upon coming to Slovenia, it is necessary to register a temporary residence with the local administrative unit offices. We know that this is one of the first and probably biggest challenges for our students, so we want to help you. As you can see, in the period from 18th September to 12th October, we will organize review of your documentation at Faculty of Arts and School of Economics and Business. On slides, as well as our website, you can see dates and time when and where we will organize this. So if you need an examination of your paperwork, if you are unsure how to complete the form, or if you are unsure that you have all you need for applying, you can consult with our international student ambassadors. They undergo training and review these documents, and with their experience related to obtaining temporary residence permits, they will certainly be of great help to you. Please read the information on our website in detail, where we have published a list of required documentation and published examples of filling out the forms, so that you come to the documentation review prepared with prepared questions about something that you do not understand, and as far as you know, completed forms. Also, together with Administrative Unit Ljubljana, we decided on special task for our international students from September 18th to October 13th. Our international student ambassadors will greet you each working day during that time, offering guidance and assist you with the last minute requirements for submitting paperwork to apply for residence permit. The administrative unit will anticipate that you have all the necessary paperwork on hand, have completed the application form, and intended to submit the required paperwork for your residence permit that same day. We note that this process is very complex, so the representative of the administrative unit, Nina Bachnik, will tell you more about this.
Hello, my name is Nina Bachnik. I come from Administrative Unit of Ljubljana. If you want to live and study in Slovenia, you need to obtain a residence permit. If you come from EU countries, you need to fill the application within 90 days of entering to the country. You can do that by making an appointment at administrative unit, or you can send your application by post. Together with your application, you need to submit one photography, certified copy of a valid identity document, proof of admission to studies, proof of valid health insurance, and statements of sufficient financial means and of the length of the intended stay. Fee for residence permit is approximately 22 euros. When you fill the application, you need to write down exactly the date of your entrance to the country, and you need to sign the application. This is the statement that you need to fill together with your application form. If you come from a non-EU countries, the procedure is a little bit different. You can file the application for residence permit outside of the country. If you're still in your country, you can do that at the Slovenian diplomatic mission or consulate. And if you are already in Slovenia, you again come to the administrative unit of Ljubljana. Together with the application form, you need to submit one photo. You have to submit certified copy of a valid passport with validity extending beyond the planned period of residence, at least 3 months. You need to submit a proof of enrollment, proof of adequate health insurance, a certificate of criminal record from home country, which must not be older than 3 months, and a proof of sufficient financial means. The fee for residence permit is approximately 70 euros. This is the application. Again, you need to be. It is important that you write the entrance date and that you sign the application form. When you have to give us the proof for sufficient financial means, you can do that in different ways. You can have a scholarship or grant. You can work through Students' Employment Agency in Slovenia, or you can have inflows from employment abroad or in Slovenia, or you can give us the proof that you have savings on your personal account. The procedure of obtaining the residence permit is when you file for the application, we review the application, see that if the documents are all okay, and then we issue the residence permit. When we receive the residence permit, we send you the invitation letter to come and receive your permit. Once you have your permit, you need to make a temporary residence registration. This is not the same as the residence permit. When you submit your documents, you must pay attention that some of them must be originals or certified copies. This is especially the proof from your criminal record in your home country. So we are opening a special desk for the international students from September 18 until October 13. You can come from Monday to Thursday from 8:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. and on Friday from 8:30 until 11:30 a.m. You need to come to administrative unit of Ljubljana to Tobačna 5, and the entrance is from is waiting room F. The entrance is from the parking. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Before coming to Slovenia, it is also very important to have appropriate health insurance coverage. Firstly, I will present you for what medical services you are entitled and what documentation you need based on your citizenship and health insurance you already have. Students who have health insurance from EU, EEA countries, Switzerland, and United Kingdom are entitled to emergency and necessary healthcare services, and they can obtain this right with a valid European health insurance card or a certificate substituting this card. These medical services depend on your length of stay in Slovenia or some medical issue that you may have. What are the necessarily medical services that can be covered will be decided by the doctors if you have some health issues or you need some medication. If you're coming from Australia, when obtaining emergency healthcare services, you will need to present your passport and Medicare card. Students from countries that Slovenia has concluded bilateral agreement on social security, so Bosnia-Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro, and North Macedonia, are entitled to emergency medical services with insurance from these countries. At the competent health institution at a home country, you need to apply for Form 3 and submit it to the Health Insurance Institute of Slovenia, which then issue to Potrdilo MedZZ that is valid as your health insurance here in Slovenia. Another group of students who do not have health insurance in EU or EEA countries, United Kingdom, Switzerland, or countries with bilateral agreement on social security should or can apply for a compulsory health insurance as a foreign citizens who study in Slovenia. This is also done in Health Insurance Institute. And this is how you can enjoy compulsory health insurance in Slovenia. For this registration, you will need your ID, enrollment certificates or certificates of training, and a statement on the payment of premium in the case someone else will be paying this for you. And insurance premium is written here on the presentation form, and it's about 165 euros per month. There will be some changes in health insurance policy. So as you can see, until 31st December, insurance covers the cost of healthcare services provided by compulsory health insurance in full or in part, depending on the medical services. The difference to the full price must be paid by the insured person, and it is possible to take out a complementary health insurance with one of the commercial insurance companies, which then covers the surcharge of medical costs. But from 1st of January 2024, covering the cost of medical services provided by compulsory health insurance in full. New compulsory health contribution of 35 euro per month instead of optional complementary health insurance are paid in addition to the insurance premium. More of this information you can find on this website, and the representative of Student Health Center will also explain it in a minute. Everything we talked about will be found on their webpage, and of course, for some specific question, you can contact Health Insurance Institute at any time. During your stay in Ljubljana, if you have any medical issue, you should contact Student Health Center of the University of Ljubljana. Dr. Mojca Miholic will present you all important information regarding health services for students.
Hello, I'm Mojca Miholic, and I am a doctor, GP, in the Student Health Center of the University in Ljubljana. Our Student Health Center was founded in 1992, so recently we were celebrating our 30th anniversary. We are very proud that we can provide special and organized healthcare for student population, for teachers, and other not student population. We provide 7 dispensaries for family GP medicine. We are 7 doctors, specialists with nurses and staff. We have 2 dispensaries for gynecology and obstetrician, 2 clinical psychologists, 1 psychiatrist, 6 dispensaries for dental care, 1 very official clinical laboratory, and of course, we are proud of our systematic compulsory checkups, which should be done in the 1st year of study and in the 4th year of study. Making an appointment is actually very easy, and every time before you want to visit our health center, you should make an appointment by the email. We are also responsive on our telephone number, but it's much easier to communicate through internet. The given appointment will be done through the triage system, which means that we will treat you upon the emergency, how urgent your problem is. More informations are available on our efficient website. Health insurance differs from the country that students come from. From European community, students from European community have to have a valid European health insurance card. They will get it in their home country. Students from former Yugoslavia need to fulfill a form in their home country, and then with this submit form, they need to come to our Insurance Health Institute of Slovenia. they will get their medical certificate. All other students without any valid health insurance will have to pay for the healthcare in our student service. More important information are available on our website, and I hope that students won't be very unhealthy and unhappy while studying, and we really want to welcome you here if you need us. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Another very important question when moving abroad is definitely accommodation. Accommodation in student dormitory is available only for exchange students, students with temporary protection, and students who are recipients of the ministry scholarship. Igor Brlek will present options for residing at the student dormitory.
Hello, my name is Igor Brlek, and I'm coming from a student resident hall Ljubljana. And today I will briefly introduce you the living and being in Ljubljana if you are living in the student hall of residence. First thing you have to know, when you came to Ljubljana as international student EU citizen, at the moment of the arrival to the student hall of residence, you sign the housing agreement. With this housing agreement, you have to make a copy. You have to send it to Bachna via registered mail to address Upravna enota Oddelek za tujce, Department for Foreigners, Tobačna ulica 5 or Tobačna Street 5. And you have to do that within 3 days after the signing the housing agreement. Then another thing, when you do that, you have to send copy of the receipt of the registered letter to Upravna enota Tobačna that we have confirmation that you applied for the temporary resident registration. And then next thing is that usually in around 3 weeks, you receive from Tobačna resident permit card, and then again, you have to make a copy or scan of this resident permit card and send it again to Sprejemna pisarna of Student Hall of Residence. And with this act, actually, your procedure of registration as a resident, temporary resident here in Slovenia is actually finished. About Student Hall of Residence, we have 29 dorms. One of these dorms is dorm of postgraduating students and young researchers. So it's actually booked for the PhD students. And we have 28 other dorms with 7,346 beds. 5% of our residents are international students. Then another thing is accommodation, rooms. We provide double rooms, and mostly in the apartment type of dorms, except some older dorms are still dorms with common, with the kitchens and bathrooms in the common areas. We have also rooms which are for the handicapped students and also for student families. We also provide and take care about different activities. You have a lot of sports activities and playgrounds and everything. And our students are also taking care about cultural events. So there is usually happening something all the time in our dormitory. So I think you will enjoy your stay here. We also provide subsidized meals in the restaurant in Rožna Dolina. We have internet in every room and free laundry in every dorm. That will be basic presentation of Student Hall of Residence Ljubljana. If you have further questions, you can always or contact us, or you can contact also International Office of University Ljubljana, and they will send to us your questions. So thank you for your attention, and I wish you a pleasant stay in Ljubljana.
Thank you. Another very good possibility for our students is definitely Year Plus program. Year Plus is designed to help international students in their first year of study in Slovenia integrate more easily into academic and everyday student life and adapt to the Slovenia system and culture. It enables you to learn Slovene free of charge and fulfilling your degree program's study obligations at the same time. Participation in the Year Plus enables you to extend your student status if you obtain the required 30 ECTS credit points in the first year of studying. In order to do this, you have to obtain 6 ACTS credit points in Year Plus module and the remaining for 24 ACTS credit points from the courses in your own degree program. This 1-year extension of student status is possible only after the first year of studying and not later. So to whom is intended? For international students in their first year at the University of Ljubljana bachelor or master degree, and not to the intended for exchange students or international students in mobility. Also, some faculties or degree programs require certificate B2 of Slovene language at application. Those programs do not allow students to apply for a Year Plus. For example, Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Pharmacy, and a few others, because they require previous knowledge of language. Also, PhD students are invited to enroll in Year Plus courses, but they cannot apply ECTS credit points from those courses towards the doctoral degree, and they cannot extend their student status. Also, foreign students with Slovenian citizenship can't apply for the Year Plus module, except for those students who have status of repatriated person. For those who, for any reason, cannot enroll in Year Plus, we suggest that you check our various options for learning Slovene at the Center for Slovene as a second and foreign language. You can find the application form on the Year Plus website. Enrollment is possible 24 hours after finishing the application process at your faculty or academy with digital certificate. Please note that number of places are limited, so do not hesitate to apply. We have also a waiting list, so in case of cancellation, candidates from the waiting list will be accepted. More detailed instruction on how to apply you can find on our website. And this is how application form looks like. One more important thing, communication with students take place mostly via email, so please make sure that the email address you provided when applying to the Year Plus is the one you use and check regularly. If you do not respond, you may miss our application process. And how the procedure is performed. So first you fill the application form, then you will receive the confirmation of application by email and also the invitation for the placement test. Teachers will evaluate the test and you will be placed in the most suitable group for you according to prior knowledge. Only then will you find out the schedule for your group. If you're placed into a group whose schedule overlaps with your student obligations, you can ask to change the group if possible. We will consider your request. However, this is not always possible, which means that you may not be able to attend. Please also be patient. At the beginning of the academic year, they all receive several hundred emails a day and also have to prepare a schedule for more than 300 students. So you will most certainly receive a response, but they ask you just to be patient and wait for their response and to check your email daily and also check your spam. This program starts in the mid of October. So if you get accepted in Year Plus, you will perform obligations in your degree program, and you will also have an additional course. So it's like an additional elective course. If you pass the exam, you will continue your studies in the second semester, and you will continue with learning Slovene at the level 2 course. Probably you will have 3 hours once per week, and then also some additional activities like phono lab exercises on another day. Another important thing is that Year Plus requires active participation of students, 80% mandatory attendance, homework, and if the situation allows, also other activities like visiting the parliament, museum, exhibitions. So it will be definitely fun, but also a little bit of hard work. These are some of the reasons why students recommend Year Plus. So you can also check out the videos of our students where they talk about their experience with this program and also about learning Slovene. And of course, our student ambassadors will tell you their experience after this presentation. Please check website for all information. And if you have any question, Daniela and others will definitely answer you. In addition to quality degree programs and possibility to learn Slovene language, we offer various extracurricular activities that are necessary not only to strengthen your competences and skills, but also to transfer more easily to the labor markets and practically co-create your career development. These activities will be presented by Jelena Levčanin.
Thank you, Diljana. My name is Jelena, and I'm head of Career Centers, which is a part of the University Office for Students and Alumni. As the name says, we are working with students. This is the part of Career Centers and extracurricular activities, and also a part of alumni, which is for those who graduate, who get their master's or PhD at our university. So it will be something of a thing for some of you then when you finish your studies. So the main thing today, I would like to present to you some of the activities that we do at Career Centers. There's, a lot of them, as you will see, but the main thing that I want you to get from this presentation is that we have a portal of personal and professional development, POPR, which is like this one thing where you can get all the information. So it's fairly simple. And another thing is that we do exist, that we are here for you, and that we would be really happy should you come and visit us either virtually, of course, and live, which you can see. I have to show you. These are our windows here at our rectorate building in Kongresni Trg in the center of Ljubljana. So this slide you were able to read. What we're all about is to help you understand and recognize and somehow connect your interests, your values with your passions and abilities. So how do we do this? First and foremost, is really important that you know that everything is free of charge. As long as you're a student of our university, all the activities that we do are free of charge for you. Of course, once you're not a student, everything is, payable. So a lot of students that get to know our activities in the last year or so, they go like, oh my God, where were you before? Now, I have to squeeze everything in this last year and there's so many things. So my advice would be start early, start really, to see what we've got. Some of the things are, happening every year, happening all the time, and some are one-time thing, and it would be a shame to miss them. Okay, so as I said, we would be really happy if you should visit us either virtually or in person. And some of the things that we offer, maybe you will be, I don't know, wanting a job, a student job or something, and you will need your CV perfected. This is something you submit it, and then our counselors check it out, and then they give you, the feedback, and you perfect it, and then you get the job. So it's It's all that simple. We find internships, or we give the information out, so look out for those as well. You can practice your interview skills. Should you get an interview, maybe you're, insecure of how to present yourself, or maybe what kind of questions there are. So don't be shy. Just, come to us, and you will see all the possibilities that will open up for you. Of course, maybe you will have some questions about your career path. You won't really know, okay, I'm studying this, but my passion is this. Can I connect it? How do I do it? And our counselors are really, educated in that way to help you. So some of the activities, as I said, and you will see that the list goes on and on, are individual or group counselings. You've got all this information or on career opportunities. You can find them on our website. You can find them in Popper, as I said. All these workshops really all the time, either for development skills, job search strategies, career plans, or, just simple CV and interview skills. One of the things that we also support is peer advisors. It's tutelage. This is something that will, also help you with your studies. We've got webinars, events dedicated to entrepreneurship, planning international mobility, and really important, but maybe somewhat neglected from students or overlooked in this flood of information, is also eClassroom, where you can find a lot of really useful content. So as I was saying, peer advisors, you have it at your faculty for sure. You just have to look around. You can get some information on everyday life or system of your faculty. Maybe you need some help with your studies. Tutoring, of course, increases your chances of being successful in your studies, progressing to next year with as little trouble as possible. Or maybe, just maybe, you will decide to be a tutor yourself. This is always one very, how do I say, prestige position, also, because you get to transfer your knowledge to the students, to your peers or youngers. Or younger, of course. So as I said, the International Mobility, this is an event that we have every October, so it's coming up soon. Challenges Abroad. You will be presented with various opportunities that our students have for international mobility, Erasmus Plus possibilities, of course, financial support, and so on. So don't be shy. Check it out. It will be, of course, published in Popper as well. So we will be really happy to see you there, and you will get to learn a lot of really useful information. The next one is career camps. We usually have them in July and September in order for students to have enough time to be a part of it, because it takes usually 1 week. You don't have to go to all the workshops or language courses or digital competences activities. You can choose one, you can choose 5, it doesn't matter, but it's in the time where there are no exams, or in September, some of you might have them, but it's much more relaxed than during the study year. So do check it out if you feel that you have to improve some of those skills. We also have Ready for Entrepreneurship. This is a path that some of you might take in the course of your life. And it's really something that is well wished in the world, because this is the people making progress. So be aware of TRIP. This is what it's called. It's usually in November, and you will hear various entrepreneurial stories, obviously successful ones, but you will be presented with, all the obstacles, all the joy, all the hard work that is really needed for one to be successful entrepreneur. Then we've got career paths. They're helping you with various activities to maybe focus on achieving a very specific goal. Maybe you will have a desire to work in digital, I don't know, whatever, or maybe your career path will lead you to outside of your country. Maybe you will, want to be involved in international environment. Maybe you would want to take a career in arts, and that is something that we are helping you with, just to get that feeling of what it means to have this career. And then you go like, okay, this is something for me. I get some useful knowledge, or okay, I thought there was something really different and I want to pursue a different career. So now this is, as I mentioned in the beginning, one of the most important things is Popper, Portal of Personal and Professional Development. And it's actually really simple to register. If you're a student of University of Ljubljana, you just use your digital identity, visit the page, obviously, and then, as it says here, click on the group Students UL, and you will be a member of it. And if you're an exchange student, it's a bit different procedure, but you also have to visit our page, click on exchange students, and then fill in the form with your data and chosen password. After the confirmation, then yay, you're also part of Popper, and you get all the information that you need, or the overview of all the activities, which is really very useful. So it's simple to use, it's simple to see everything in one place, especially today, because there are so many information out there, and just to get them all in one place is really something that we wanted for you to be able to find everything in one place. You can easily book an appointment with your career counselor, and you can submit your CV for review. You can check out student jobs and employment opportunities, because we also didn't mention it so far, have this part of our activities, which is really employers cooperating with us and putting ads for student jobs, and of course regular jobs as well for those who already finished their studies. So I do invite you to register to Popper as soon as possible, and just to check it and maybe see if there's anything of interest there to you. This is our website. Check out all the news, all events are there. So also one place where you can see things, and then you can just click on the link and get registered, or book an appointment, as I said, through Popper. These are our contact details. You can call us, you can write to us, and we were on Facebook. I don't know why I don't have our Instagram also here. Of course, we have it. Don't be shy to like our posts, like our stories. We do have them. And I don't know if you remember, I said that University Office for Students and Alumni kind of consists of three parts. It's career centers, alumni, and extracurricular activities, which is really a very important part, especially if you want to be active, as in sports. If you're a gym rat, you have free of charge access to our fitness in Rožna Dolina, in our sports hall in Rožna Dolina. So you can also get all the information about the sports activities on Popper. That's why I say it's really useful, because you get overview of everything, and you will see there are a lot of classes, all sorts of, I don't know, Pilates, aerobics. You can go, as I said, to gym, and you just register via Popper. And also you can have, you can obtain credit points for sports. But this is somewhat different, and you have to go through SharePoint, which means that you need to follow the COD website. Okay, this is a bit different procedure, but for your everyday sport recreational activity, Popper is the thing. So you can write to COD to their email address, and should you not want to leave your room, either it's raining or you just don't feel like it, you can just exercise via Zoom and, you know, practice at home. So these are also extracurricular contacts. This is basically it. This is our last slide. You've got some lecture resources online. Check it out. You might also feel some, you know, homesickness, which is something that can be hard for some. And we've got our webinar. To check that one out should you find yourself in distress. And since inclusion, diversity, and equality are all these big buzzwords in the last few years, and they should be implemented, is also something that we are trying to do here. And maybe if you have some tough times, you can also go to the university webpage, and under study, you will find mental health. There are numerous contacts, useful information. So don't be shy. If you feel like you need help, just, you know, check those out, or even call us, and we will help you get the right person or the right organization for that. So I hope you have a pleasant stay in Ljubljana, and that you feel safe and obviously great at our university, and that you will acquire a lot of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you. And I would also like to mention that we will organize the event where we will present extracurricular activities for you on 13th of October at 10 a.m. And event will be organized at University Sports Hall Rožno Dolina. You are all more than welcome to join us and find out more about these opportunities. You can register via our webpage. The Public Scholarship Development, Disability and Maintenance Fund of the Republic of Slovenia carries out various scholarship programs, and Katja Cankar will present you scholarship opportunities.
And welcome, everybody. As said, I work at Scholarship Fund, and my work is to give scholarships and also to advise students about scholarship opportunities. So maybe basic how scholarships are regulated in Slovenia is that they are basically regulated by Scholarship Act and granted mostly by our scholarship fund. However, most of the scholarships in Slovenia, public scholarships, are actually granted to Slovene citizens and some international students who will comply with special conditions. These are namely, these are EU citizens who have lived in Slovenia for 5 years, or third country citizens who have obtained long-term resident status, or family members of migrant workers from EU. Otherwise, Slovene citizenship is a condition for most of scholarships. However, there are limited scholarships also for foreign nationals, and so we will just go through those. Another thing that we have to mention here is that there are also other scholarships in Slovenia which are not regulated by Scholarships Act. So maybe you can start thinking also about corporate scholarships and go directly to the company. But this is not something that we would regulate, but it's up to you that you know that there are maybe also other possibilities for you. So one type of scholarships that doesn't condition citizenship is scholarships for fostering mobility to Slovenia. One is for Slovenes from abroad. So again, it is for Slovenes, but they don't need to have citizenships. And the other is for nationals of other countries. But here, Slovenia will with cooperation of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we will dedicate exactly to which citizens these scholarships are intended to. So Ad Futura scholarships for foreign nationals and Ad Futura scholarships for Slovenes from abroad. So Ad Futura scholarships for foreign nationals that are based on development agreements are for master or doctoral study programs. As said, field of study is determined in agreement with the Slovene Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and annual scholarship granted is 8,400 euros for living costs and up to 5,000 euros for tuition fee. Here, the candidate has to have nomination letter from the authority in his home country. And at the moment, we have 2 public calls open. One is for postgraduate master's or doctorate studies in Slovenia for nationals of Jordan and Angola. And the other is for nationals of Seychelles, Senegal, Nepal, and East Timor. So here it doesn't matter what you study, it's only like the nationality is determined. Another thing here is mentioned that we don't know exactly which countries will be granted scholarships in next year. So I cannot talk about like what will be the future public calls. The other program is scholarships to study in Slovenia from Slovenes from abroad. So basically, if you have Slovene nationality, Slovene ancestors, but you don't have citizenship, or you can have, but it's not necessary, you can apply for this scholarship for a bachelor or master study program. Scholarship is granted in the amount a bit less than 240 euros monthly. Plus, you can get allowance for mandatory health insurance if you're obliged to pay it. Selection criteria is average grade. Also, candidate has to show their active engagement in Slovene structures outside Slovenia. And we also have the assessment from the Office for Slovenians Abroad. Usually, deadline for submitting the application is the end of September every year. And then the results are known in around 2 or 3 months. Another word about the procedure. So every time you submit an application to Scholarship Fund, you have to make sure that you submit application in time. If not, application is rejected. Then we just go through the application and see if it's complete or not. If it's not, you will get a written letter to submit the application or to complete the application. And then if conditions are fulfilled, scholarships will be scored and ranked, and then you can get a scholarship decision. Okay. Here are also some contacts. Later on, you will be also able to talk with my colleague who will be available for your questions. Otherwise, you are welcome to also subscribe to our mailing list. You will find it on our webpage, and you can receive all the information about our work.
Thank you. Students in Slovenia have various benefits like subsidized meals and transport. Gregor Zunder will share with you everything you need to know about local transport.
On behalf of public transport company, my name is Gregor Zunder, and on behalf of our company, I welcome you in Ljubljana. To get around in Ljubljana, there is several options, and one of them is public transport. So If you want to go around, I presume you'll use the public transport and all the services that the city offers you, and that's why you'll need a so-called Urbana card. Next slide. Just a few data about company. We are quite old company, one of the oldest. We operate since 1900s. So next slide, please. And we are covering about 20. We are offering our services to around 20% of inhabitants of Slovenia. We are divided into major groups. One is suburban and one is urban transport. Next slide. In urban, that you probably use most of it. That's meaning in the city of Ljubljana, not the neighboring municipalities. We operate 29 lines, actually 22 hours a day, from 5 in the morning till 11 is full operational time. Otherwise, you get possibilities to get around in the night time from 3 in the morning till 5, and from 11 to 1 in the morning. From 1 till 3 in the morning, there is no public service. Next slide, please. To get possibilities to get around the city, you'll need so-called Urbana card. There are two possibilities. One is to get prepaid card if you don't use it frequently, or maybe once or maybe twice a week. Otherwise, I suggest or recommend you to use so-called personalized Urbana card. There's the green one. Technically is the same, just the green one has your name on it, and it gives you some extra benefits. One is to get subsidized monthly pass, and you have no problem whatsoever when you use this. Next slide, please. If you want to upload the card, you don't need to go to selling point or whatever. We have more than 250 selling points around Ljubljana and 65 vending machines. So there is no need to go to the Bavarski Dvor our selling point, where you'll get your card for the first time when you purchase this card. Next slide, please. As I said before, Urbana card is not only for buses. You can also use this card for bike rental system. You have to register before that. You can use it for funicular. You can use it for public libraries. For the first time, you'll have to register at public libraries as well. So probably you won't have a car. Otherwise, you can pay the parking space also with this card. That's the service that is offered by City of Ljubljana. So if you're just a tourist, you can get tourist card as your card personalized, but you'll be students, not tourists. But if you have a visit or anyone has to just come for a week or two, it's probably the best to get the tourist card, because everything is personalized on that card. Next slide, please. And now is the most important part. If you want to have your card issued, you have to go to our selling point at Slovenska 56 and Bavarski Dvor. Before that, you have to register at your university, and you'll get the so-called personal citizens, or I don't know, personal number. We call it IMSHO, Slovenian number. And in the background, with this number, you'll be able to get your Urbana card. And if you are using it as a monthly pass, I recommend that you upload your monthly pass at the same time. But if you don't use a card with more than a month, you don't need to buy a monthly pass. That's my recommendation. But if you are staying in Ljubljana, I recommend that you have monthly pass. And when you are entering the bus, you are obliged to validate your card. Make no mistakes about it. We have a control established, and if the control gets you, the card will be taken away from you, and the fine at the end, the fine will be minimum 40 euros. So it's more than it's a monthly pass. That's why I recommend you that you upload your monthly pass at the beginning of the month and validate your card with every entrance of a bus, and you will have no problem whatsoever. One thing, maybe next slide, please. You have a possibility to have information on your smartphone. In this slide, you can see a lot of possibilities. I recommend that you upload Urbana card. At the beginning of this school year, we are issuing new app, so-called New Urbana, which gives you possibility to get all the information about bus transport, about bike rental system in one spot. And if everything goes right in the beginning of this school year, for the city transport, you'll be able to have your Urbana card on your phone, but only for city transport. If you are staying outside the city parameters, that means that you will have a card, so-called Integrated Public Transport System, IAPP. It's a different card that allows you to use suburban lines and other means of transport. That means trains and other companies that operate outside the city parameters. But it depends where are you staying and when and where are you going to use this card. So this is basically everything that I want to share with you. And if you have any questions, there is my email. Most of the information you can get from our website. It's in English and Slovenian. But if you have some specific question that you cannot find the answer, don't hesitate to contact me. Just write a mail. Normally within the day, I'll give you the right answer. At the end, welcoming you in Ljubljana, and have a pleasant stay and successful school year. Bye.
Thank you. In Ljubljana, you can also use a city bikes. That is a very good option if you do not want to wait for buses, and this is also very healthy and good for you, but also for environment. And it's only €3 per year. At every stop, you have the possibility to use these bikes every day. There are many bikes, so you will certainly be able to find one for yourself at any time. As you can see, the stations where the bikes are located are very close, from 300 to 500 meters. So that's another thing that contributes to the fact that you will really always be able to find bikes for you. This is a very easy, safe, and convenient way of transport. And there are 84 stations, so the city is very good covered. Registration is also very easy. As I said, yearly is only €3, but you also can pay for a single use if you will not use bikes regularly, and it is only €1 for the second hour, 2 for the third, and so on. The first hour is free, so you just need to register on their website by your email, and you will also need a bank card for payment. There you can find their contact and the web page, so if you have any questions, you can contact them. The University of Ljubljana Student Council is a body of university students through which you can participate in the academy, faculty, or university bodies and give your opinions, proposals, and remarks on individual matters. Miha Kosec, president of the Student Council, will give you a more detailed information of the Student Council's work.
Dear colleague, welcome to the University of Ljubljana. As said, I'm Miha Kosec, a student of undergraduate biology at the biotechnical faculty, and I'm the president of the Student Council of the University of Ljubljana. Also, I'm the president of the Student Council of the biotechnical faculty. You're probably wondering at this point what the Student Council actually is. The Student Council is one of the forms of student organization of the students at the University of Ljubljana. Members of the Student Council are the only legal and official representatives of students at the university or individual members of the university. The members of the faculty's Student Council are representatives selected or elected by the students, and the members of the University Student Council are the president and one of the vice presidents of the individual faculty student councils. Because we have 26 regular members at the university, in other words, faculties, the Student Council of the university thus consists of a total of 52 members. I will not go into the details of how the Student Council works, as it differs at the level of the faculties and the university, but I will still list a few tasks so that you can get some sense of the work of the Student Council is important for. We consider proposed changes to the umbrella document of the university by other bodies, or we make suggestions for its change. We indirectly appoint student representatives to other bodies, commissions, and working bodies of the university. We form a position on the candidates for rector, which helps students in deciding on the rector election. Ultimately, we are the voice of the students, which connects us with the university. With public monthly regular sessions, we offer students a platform to express opinions, suggestions, and comments with the aim of improving our university. You can find the representatives of the Student Council of each faculty on the websites of the members and on the social networks of their student councils. You can always turn to them for advice, and they will help you. In any case, you can also contact the Student Council of the university directly, or me via email, or find me on the social network Facebook. On the behalf of the Student Council of the University of Ljubljana, I wish you successful studies.
Thank you. As you know, students in Slovenia have a lot of benefits such as subsidized meals. One of the benefits is also student work. You will learn more about this from Gregor Jerebic from the student organization of the University of Ljubljana, which also organizes different events and activities for international students.
So thank you for the kind introduction. Hi everybody, welcome in our beautiful city called Ljubljana. So my name is Gregor and I'm head of the international office here at the student organization of the University of Ljubljana. I want to represent to you today our two main offices here that are meant for international students. One is the International Office of SHAU, and the other one is our ESN section, ESN Ljubljana. As already the names kind of tell you, the ESN section, ESN Ljubljana, and their office is here mostly for Erasmus students, and the SHAU International Office is here for international students that are studying in Ljubljana full-time. Both those offices, or we together, organize different extracurricular events for international students, like day trips, day events, visiting sporting events, some educational stuff, and so on. Well, I will tell you more about it in a minute. So the first and most important question usually is, where is your office? So our office is located at the student campus. That's at Pivovarniška ulica number 6, 1000 Ljubljana, next to the big Onion Brewery, which you cannot miss if you go to the city center, and opposite of the Tivoli City Park, the biggest park here in Ljubljana. So on the picture, you can see this pink door. This is our door. You go through it and you can see our smiles when you arrive at our office. In our office, you can get stuff done like the student meet system and everything else. If you don't know where the student campus is yet, it is on the before mentioned address close to the city center. You can arrive to us with the city buses or with bikes, and it's available to go by foot also. The student campus is actually the biggest student community place in the whole country. as if you're coming from different countries, you will see that the faculties are here spread all around the city. In Ljubljana, it's not like everything is at one place, so you will get used to it very quickly. So what does our office provide you with? The most important thing that international students can get with us are the already mentioned subsidized student meals. So that's a system special for Slovenia, where students have their so-called boni, that's what everyone calls it, which give you some kind of discounted meals. The government pays a little bit of your price when you go out to eat at lunch, and you just pay a part of the full price. So that's why the meal is subsidized by the government. So you can visit our office and get those student boni here with us. How you do it, I will explain you later. Then we can also help you looking for private student accommodation here in Ljubljana. As the city is growing and getting more crowded every year, it's actually really hard to get good offers and accommodations here in Ljubljana. Even if you're an Erasmus student and are staying only for 6 months or even less, sometimes it gets really hard, because the student dorms can offer only so much spaces, and you can get them over with the help of the University International Office. We are then here to help for everyone else to get their private accommodation sets, so you can live normally and enjoy your study experience here in our city. We also, of course, offer you supported documents. That's like filling out the documents for, let's say, the city buses, which you heard in the presentation before, or with filling out documents for your residence permit or something like that. Everything you actually need. Of course, as already mentioned, we organize different events and trips for which you can register in our office. The ESN section, the ESN Ljubljana section, is also the provider of ESN cards. If you're an Erasmus student, you already probably heard about it. We will explain more later. And of course, we offer you help with any other matter regarding your stay or your education here in Slovenia. You can always write us to our emails, or you can visit us in our office, and we will be more than happy to help you. So our events and trips, we are here actually to take care of your extracurricular life and give you a little something more regarding your studies, your free time, and to enjoy the city and our country in the fullest. So in the beginning of each semester, we have welcome weeks. Everybody is welcome to join them, international students on their study exchange or full-time students, and that's the same for all of the events. We have different educational workshops and lectures, like, I don't know, some Excel workshops or something of that kind. We have sporting events, and we also attend sporting events and sporting competitions in Ljubljana, so you get to know the city, the vibe here, the Olympia clubs here in our city. We, of course, organize one-day events, and also we organize one or multi-day trips, like we visit the most, let's say, famous parts of Slovenia, like Lake Bled, or we go to the coast. We, of course, give you suggestions what you can visit on your own, because our country, as much as it's small, it's also very beautiful, and we visit the countries nearby to Slovenia. We go, let's say, to the Balkans, to Bosnia, which is maybe hard for someone to travel by car by themselves. It's much easier to go with the organized trip with the tourist agency. That's a little bit about our events. More of it you will get to know when you actually arrive here and when you get to our office and see what we are preparing for the upcoming semester and whole study year. The subsidized student meal system. So that's the most important thing that you need to sort out first thing when you arrive here in Ljubljana. To get your student meal system, the first thing you will need is your EMSHO number, so the unique personal identification number. You usually get this number from your faculty at which you are registered for your exchange or full-time studies. You get it in a paper, printed out in an envelope, or sometimes even via email. If you're a full-time student, you maybe need to get the EMSHO number by yourself, and you can do that at the administrative unit at Povačna ulica. So once you get your MSHO number, you can go to this website here when you see first enrollment. That's the web app of the student meal system where you just need to register. You put in your name, surname, email address, phone number, and your MSHO number. At the end of your registration online, you will get a red number. Save this red number, please. If you forget it, don't worry. It's also sent to your email. This number you will need when you arrive at our ESN office or international office later after the registration. So if you do the registration at home, it will be much quicker to get your bone here in the fall, because it will be a lot of people coming here to get bone. Once you have this number, you just need to take your mobile phone and your acceptance letter with you, and you can visit our office. When you have all of that, you get to our office and we will activate your student meal system through the app that's provided from the government regarding the system. After your activation is successful, you are already able to use the boni right away. So after you finish with us at the office, you can already go to the restaurant and check out how this boni works. Another important thing that you need to have before you arrive to our office is the student meals app, because you have two options. You can use your mobile phone or you can use a contactless card. The contactless card needs to be paid for. It's 15 euros, but the mobile app is of course free of use. So if you're using iOS mobile devices, you need to download the app called Student Meal app, or if you're using Android devices, you need to download the app Studentska prehrana. The icon of the app is like a little blue apple. When you download it and you finish your registration here with us at our office, you will receive the email and password with which you log in to the app, and then you can use it freely. Also, when you arrive at our office, please have your ID card or passport with you, because we need to check if it's you who's registering for the bonus system. And then once you will go out to the restaurants, you will just tell the waitress that you want to use boni student meals. They will bring you the menu, you will order your food. And after you will order and finish with your meal and get the check, they will bring a little machine. You will make then the boni transactions with the help of the app that you can download it. You will need to show your ID, because by law, the waiter is obligated to check if this is really you, because you're using, let's say, government money for the subsidized meal. And that's actually, you will actually save a lot of money during the months you are staying here, while going out to eat different kinds of various foods that you like. So if you move over to the private student accommodations, so if you need any help looking for accommodations or anything, you can contact us on our email that you see on the slides, rooms@lj.si. We usually respond in a day or two, depending on how many emails we receive in one day. We also have a Telegram chat that's active since the last study year. So there's already around 500 people in it, and you can add yourself and chat freely there and ask students that were here last study year if they're leaving their apartments or where they were, so they can give you information on good places to go or where to rent, what's available now because they're leaving. So you can also connect with them and find a place even quicker that way, because let's say it goes from hand to hand that way. We suggest also checking out different websites, English and Slovenian websites, and of course some Facebook groups, but be careful there. Facebook groups can sometimes include some scammers, so the websites are more safe. When you are searching the Slovenian websites, of course, you will need a little bit help with the vocabulary, so you will know what's the most important words to look for when looking on adverts. So when you send us an email to our email address, we will send you back a file. There's a vocabulary included, offers that are received directly to us from landlords. Everything will be included in the email we send you back and the answer to your question. A good option for the first week or two, if you didn't find any accommodation, are also hostels. You have 2-3 hostels that have good prices in Ljubljana for a stay, and sometimes hostels even decided to make monthly offers that we let you know of if they contact us and tell us. That means that they offer a room for a student for 1 month for okay price. That's not like a hostel price when you're traveling, but it's a price like you're living at a private accommodation. Of course, the prices really depend on what you are choosing. If you want to have your own room, if you are okay with a shared room, if you want your own place, if you are okay with sharing the kitchen and the bathroom with 4 other students. So the prices in the city right now can go from 300 euros all the way up to 800, depending on what you're choosing and where you want to live. And of course, there's also the university accommodation website. On this website, you will already see all of the links to the websites where you can check for Slovenian adverts, for international adverts, and everything else regarding the student accommodations. The best thing, if you need help, is to write us an email and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So then, student board. This one is maybe more interesting for full-time international students here in Ljubljana. As you know, a lot of students here from Slovenia are working part-time jobs next to their studies. To be able to do this, to be working like a student, you need 3 important things. The first one is a Slovenian tax number. This one you can receive at the administrative unit at the Davčna ulica 1, 1000 Ljubljana. You need to make an appointment there and you can receive the Slovenian tax number. You need that one because of the tax deductions for your work that you are doing. The taxes are paid by the employer, not by you. That's not to worry about. The second thing you will need is a bank account at one of the Slovenian banks. Sadly, you cannot do student work here and have your own bank account, but don't worry. All of the Slovenian banks have free of charge student accounts. So if you open one, you are not paying any monthly fees or anything while you have that account opened by the bank. And the third thing is the referral from student service. Like in Slovenia, you have student services like e-studentski service. This is the biggest one here in Ljubljana. You need to order a referral from them to be able to start working at the company. But usually if you find a company where you want to work, they will tell you what you need to tell the student service to receive the correct referral, so that you can make out then with your employer. And if you're an internship only student, like you are coming here for a few months on an internship, which is paid for, you will also need an international student card, because you need to have some kind of identification that you are a student that is eligible for student work here, so the company can pay your internship. To receive this international student card, you only need to visit our office. We can provide you with it and create it, and that's enough then. So you can create all of those needed accounts. If we move over to the ESN card, so Erasmus students here probably already know about it. It's a membership discount card from the Erasmus Student Network that's around the whole continent of Europe. It gives you various discounts, like discounts with international companies like Ryanair. You get free luggage with them, discount with Eurosender for sending packages, discounts with Flixbus, and so on and so on. If you just type into Google ESN card, you will see all of their different discounts with international companies. You can then search for a city in their website, let's say Barcelona, and you will see where you can get discounts in Barcelona with the ESN card. And of course, you also get discounts with our partners like Renfe and Dakar, or you get discounts for our events or trips, which are organized by ESN Ljubljana and our international office. So before we finish, the most important information about our ESN section and our international office. So if you're an Erasmus student and you need any help with anything regarding your stay here, you can write to our email that you see on the screen, esn@saulj.si. Then we already have our official Telegram groups for the upcoming study year, so 2023-24. The formal one is that channel. In the channel, we will be sending you all of the important informations for upcoming events, and maybe something happening with the university, some changes or anything like it was during COVID, and that's already behind us. We were updating you what is allowed to do and so on. The informal Telegram chat is used for all of you guys to communicate with each other, to find interests that are connecting you, because we will have, or we have, different chat channels inside the chat, so you can talk about things that interested you specifically, so it's not just like a big cluster of messages. Then the events registration website. If you open this website link, you will see there all of our upcoming events that are already planned for the upcoming weeks and even months, so you can there apply for those events. Then, of course, our social media, Facebook and Instagram, there's everything that's happening, all of the news, all of the fun stuff, some info about Ljubljana, Slovenia in general. And if that's too much links for you, then you have everything at one place on our Linktree profile. There you can find all of those chats and everything you need. Maybe someone is wondering what our office hours are. The office hours change depending on how many students need to visit our office. So in September and October, we are open almost every day for 5-6 hours for official office hours. We are, of course, reachable all of the time via email. The office hours you can find on the Linktree. There's a separate part for office hours. You just click on it, and the office hours for the upcoming weeks show up. So you will know when you can visit our office at Studentsky campus. And then it's the same for the international office. International students that are studying here full-time in Ljubljana can contact us on the above seen email, mednarodna@showlj.si. We have a Discord server for international students. Of course, it's open for Erasmus students and for full-time students. We have different channels there. We also have a Telegram channel and Telegram chat separated for full-time international students. We have the same kind of event registration website for full-time international students, because here we try to prepare events that can connect together with your education here in Ljubljana. So we try to fulfill your whole experience studying here at our university. Of course, we have our Facebook and Instagram profiles again, and the Linktree, where you can find all of those links and all of the important informations during the whole time. The Linktree links are also posted on our social media. It's the same for the office hours, and they are again posted on the Linktree. Usually they are mostly the same as the ESN office hours, but sometimes they vary. So check it out before you arrive. But if you arrive, we will still manage to solve something for you. Maybe now you think that it's divided international office, Erasmus office. That's definitely not the thing here. As you can see, we are working together, helping each other out, because all of the international students are students of our university. So we are here as a big family. So if you want to join any Erasmus, ESN events and are a full-time student, or the other way around, you're always more than welcome to apply, to register, to join us, to hang out with us, and to ask us for help. So thank you for listening to me for such a long time, and I hope we see you around here at our office, at our city. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. This was our general part of today's presentation. And now our student ambassadors will introduce themselves to you and tell you about their experiences of what it's like to be an international student at the University of Ljubljana.